Hello everybody, I'm your host Woody, and today we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 real people with superhuman abilities. Put down your comic books, we're looking at everything from the super strong to the supernatural. Let's get into it. Number 10, Stephen Wiltshire. Stephen Wiltshire is an autistic British architectural artist who is known for his ability to draw landscapes from memory, able to copy them perfectly after seeing them only once. He started drawing at the age of 5, and by the age of 8 he sold his first ever piece, and he sold it to the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. The president of London's Royal Academy of Art called him the best child artist of the time, and in 2006 he was awarded Member of the Order of the British Empire for his services to the art world. He has traveled across the world and exhibited on every single continent, his large panoramic drawings being especially impressive to look at. He is well known for once taking a 20-minute helicopter ride around New York City and then perfectly replicating it in a 19-foot-long panoramic drawing. His motto is "Do the best you can and never stop." Number 9, Natasha Demkina. Natasha Demkina is known as the X-ray vision girl for a hobby she discovered at the age of 10 years old. She realized that she could look at her mother's body and name the exact location and condition of all of her organs. As word spread, people started showing up to her home in Russia in order to receive a body scan and get a diagnosis for their unsolved illnesses. Eventually, she was taken to the local children's hospital to test her abilities. She was able to draw a diagram of a doctor's stomach with a dark spot exactly where he had an ulcer. She also argued against the cancer diagnosis of a patient, and it was later proven that it was just a benign tumor. Natasha also went to England, where she scanned another doctor and was able to point out all of his injuries that he had received in a previous car crash, with no knowledge of the incident and the doctor being fully covered up. Number 8, Michel Lotito. Michel Lotito was born in France in the year 1950, and he discovered he had an interest in eating uneatable things like glass and metal, materials that are typically indigestible. It first came about when he was drinking from a glass and it shattered, and like any normal person, he just started munching on the glass. Doctors diagnosed him with pica, which is the desire to eat unusual and non-nutritional objects that the average person doesn't think about eating. They also discovered that he had a really strong stomach, which could handle just about anything. So he started his career as Monsieur Mange Tout, which translates to Mr. Eat All. He would eat metal objects, lubricating his throat with mineral oil, eating around 2 pounds of metal every single day. In 1978, he began a lengthy 2-year process where he ate an entire Cessna 150 airplane, piece by piece. That's right, this guy ate an entire airplane. He passed away in 2007, leaving behind his bizarre metallic legacy. Number 7, Thai Ngoc. At some point in your life, you may have thought about just how much more you would be able to get done if you didn't have to sleep. Around a third of the day for the average person gone to just laying motionless in the dark in order to recharge yourself. Well, a Vietnamese farmer didn't have to wonder about how much he could get done anymore when he fell ill with a fever in 1973. Since then, he has been unable to sleep. He's tried medication, traditional remedies, and even drinking himself to sleep, but for 40 years he has remained without even a wink of rest. He continued to work on the farm and says that he still feels healthy despite his lack of rest. Doctors examining him and agreeing that he was in perfect health, except for his liver, probably due to his numerous attempts to drink himself to some shut-eye. So would you rather sleep away a third of your day, or be able to get lots done but never be able to sleep again? Number 6, Isao Machii. Isao Machii first became famous and known as a modern samurai when he obtained his first world record, the most sword cuts to a tatami mat. His second world record came a few years later for the fastest 1,000 sword sword cuts, one cut every 2 seconds for over 30 minutes straight, over the years breaking even more records for his incredibly quick sword skills. He became a legend when he accomplished a task that many would think to be impossible. He cut a BB pellet moving over 150 kilometers an hour in half, unsheathing his sword and cutting it in one smooth motion. Since gaining his records, he has developed his very own martial arts style. He works in a dojo teaching both his new practice and old samurai teachings to his students. He said, "I see Guinness World Records as a way of securing my legacy. They verify attempts with strict rules, very fairly, independently, and officially. It is a great way for me to have my name go down in history around the world." Number 5. Wim Hof. This person is one that I remember learning about in school. I'm not sure if this is something everybody learned about in school or if I just had a very eccentric teacher. The man is named Wim Hof, and he is probably better known for his nickname of the Iceman. This is due to his abilities to withstand extremely cold temperatures for very long amounts of time. A few of his record-breaking feats include things like climbing Mount Kilimanjaro in shorts, running a half marathon above the Arctic Circle barefoot, and standing in a container full of ice cubes for almost 2 hours. He is the inventor of the Wim Hof method, which includes various different breathing techniques, cold exposure, and dedication and commitment. A 2018 study of people who used this method showed that he wasn't just selling snake oil. They were actually able to control their immune responses and activate regions in their brain that are responsible for pain suppression. Number 4. Slavisa Pajkic. We've heard about the Iceman, now let's move on to the Electric Man. Slavisa Pajkic is known for his ability to handle serious amounts of electricity. If you've ever been shocked, and no, I don't mean surprised, then you know how harmful and painful being electrocuted can be. 100,000 people every year are treated for electrocution. Slavisa discovered his superhuman powers when he was a teenager, and in 1983 he gained his first Guinness World Record. He received an electric shock of 20,000 volts without so much as a burn, while a mere 50 volts are enough to seriously harm the average person. In 2003 he gained another record when he conducted electricity for long enough to heat a cup of water to 97 degrees Celsius, taking around a minute and a half. Scientists have so far been unable to figure out why he's capable of such feats. One theory being that he doesn't have sweat or salivary glands, so electricity can pass through him like insulation. Number 3. Prahlad Jani. Similar to how there is someone who has managed to survive without sleep, a man named Prahlad Jani apparently lived for around 80 years without consuming any food or water. He told a story of having been blessed by a goddess who gave him the ability to survive without the need to eat or drink. How he managed to live was a great mystery for many years. In 1970, he started living as a hermit, waking up at 4 a.m. every day and spending most of his time in meditation. In 2003, researchers locked him in a room for 10 days to observe him, and the whole time he did not eat or drink, leaving the 10 days still in perfect health. A similar research study taking place in 2010 with the same results, revealing he also did not go to the bathroom. He was in fine health, and anyone who knew him was extremely baffled by his inexplicable existence. He eventually died at the age of 90 in 2020, taking the mystery with him. Number 2. Daniel Browning Smith. Daniel Browning Smith is known as the most flexible man on Earth, a classically trained contortionist sometimes known as the Rubber Boy. His insane flexibility has earned him 5 Guinness World Records, and when you look at pictures and videos of him, it honestly looks like he doesn't have any bones at all, and maybe that's his secret. He gained his record title of Most Flexible Man by dislocating both his arms and legs and managing to turn his torso 180 degrees. He also has fastest time getting into a locked straitjacket and was a part of Most Contortionists in a Box. He has also taken his skills out of the circus realm and has put them to use in movies and television. He is able to do insane stunts so they don't have to use CGI, playing a part in Paranormal Activity 3 where a character breaks their back. Number 1. Superbaby. A baby was born in Germany in 1999 that blew the minds of both the parents and the doctors. It appears that when this baby was born, they put all their points into strength in the character creation menu. The baby did not have any soft baby fat, but was instead covered in absolutely ripped muscles. He was called Uber Boy, and it turned out that he had a genetic disorder that eliminated a gene that limits muscle growth. The baby's identity has been kept a secret, but there were reports that when he was just 5 years old, he was able to hold 7 pounds in each hand with his arms outstretched. All I'm saying is that on the rare occasion I walk into a gym, I stick to the 2-pounders. His other family members are apparently also incredibly strong, his grandfather reportedly being able to lift 330-pound paving stones with one hand. So if you ever get asked the question, would you rather fight 10 baby-sized adults or one adult-sized baby, just make sure it's not this baby. Thank you guys for watching. That was 10 real people with superhuman abilities. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Let me know. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe and maybe check out some more of our stuff. I've been Woody and you've been amazing. Join us next time for more lists and scary things.